Gumshoe's the best. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Today will be the final day of the trial. I hope both the prosecution and the defense will be able to present decisive evidence. Very well. Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statements. In yesterday's session, the defense presented us with a new theory for the case. He claims that the scene of the crime was, in fact, Studio 2. Today, I will call on people present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. From their testimonies, the truth will become clear. Very well. He seems a bit on edge today. Take care, Hackett. You may call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls Mr. D. Vasquez to the stand. Mr. D. Vasquez is a producer who was present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. Words are hard, man. Will the witness state her name and occupation? D. Vasquez. I'm a producer for Global Studios. On the day of the murder, you were in the trailer in Studio 2. As everyone here knows, yes? I dislike needless banter. If you must pontificate, do it when I'm not here. Very well. Please give the court your testimony concerning the day of the murder. Nick, I know she did it! Make her pay! Right. If she's guilty, I'll catch her with her pants down. So to speak. I entered the trailer, a little before noon. The meeting began at 12 sharp. It ended at 4. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. We found Hammer's body later, and we all went to Studio 1. That's all. Oh, man. I have a question about one part of your testimony. You were fatigued, so you had Sal take you? The van. There's a van at Studio 2. I had him take me in that. I thought it might be risky to walk, what with that monkey's head toppling over. I see. Very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. This is the final battle, Nick. Let's do it. By yourself? Yes. And you didn't stop in the employee area? No. Are you always this terse? Yes. Oh dear. The meeting began at 12 sharp. It ended at 4. Did no one leave during the meeting? No one. Come on, let's talk a bit more. The witness did not come here to engage in idle conversation. Stop interrupting the testimony. The same could be said to you, Mr. Edgeworth. And please stop banging on your little desk. It hurts my ears. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. And when exactly was that? I've forgotten. Maybe you could try remembering? No. The meeting ended at 4 and the rehearsal was scheduled for 5. I would think it was between those times. You would think? Oh, come on. All you did was state the obvious. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. Hold on. You let Sal take you? What does that mean? It means what I just said. I had Sal take me in the Studio 2 van. Oh, right. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. What were you doing during that time? Don't hit your desk. It irritates me. Oops. It was a 15-minute break. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. If you have someone who can verify this, Sal. Well, no, I mean someone else. One person is enough. Well, if she committed a murder during that break, she wouldn't have had time to eat a T-bone steak if I had some evidence to prove that she didn't eat that steak. Well, Nick, find anything? I kind of wish she'd said a little more, but it's hard. I think she's pretty used to being the boss. I'm sure you'll find some kind of contradiction somewhere. Do we have any? All right, so it's gonna be about the steak, right? But where? Oh man, wait, there were no bones, right? But do we have a picture of that? Let's try it, man. I mean, we gotta try it, right? Ha! As I thought. You claim you ate a T-bone steak, but I say you did not. What's this now, Mr. Wright? Look at this. It's a plate? This plate was on the table in the employee room. As you can see, a large bone has been left behind. Mr. Wright, need I remind you that it was a T-bone steak? Exactly my point. Remember, if you will, Miss Vasquez and Mr. Manella ate at the table outside the trailer. Yet there were no bones left on that plate. The plates were bare! Miss Vasquez, tell me, how can a person eat a T-bone steak and not leave the bone? I think I know how. You ate the bone, too. That's so weird. You didn't eat any steak during that break. You took your steak and you threw it somewhere. Like that incinerator. I see. What was she doing during a break? Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? She was meeting with the Steel Samurai. Order! Are you saying? Yes, Your Honor. As Miss Vasquez left the trailer to eat her steak, she ran into the Steel Samurai. And then you did it. You killed him with your own hands. Mr. Wright! Isn't that a little presumptuous? What kind of stunt are you trying to pull, Wright? Let him claim what he wants. You say I did it? Well, yes, I do. Fascinating! And here I was worrying that today would be as boring as all the rest. Very well. Let us have a battle of wits, you and I. Any day. I got wits. Wits for days. Good luck, Nick! Let's see. What was that murder weapon again? Oh yes, the samurai spear. Yeah. I am, as you can see, a woman of petite stature. How could I possibly use that heavy spear as a weapon? Oh, I think she could. I think she could because the spear had been broken, right? Oh yeah. I think you could. It's not impossible. Well, maybe it's not impossible, but silence. I'm speaking. The victim was stabbed through the chest from the front, yes? I believe this would indicate that the victim was aware of the killer's presence. Now the steel samurai costume is quite light and mobile. Compared to the victim, I am weaker and slower. I couldn't possibly win such a fight. Not to mention, there's proof I did not have the spear. The photograph of the steel samurai shows that the victim himself was holding it. Or do you mean to suggest that I could have wrested it away from him? Yeah, take that, right? But if you still think she did it, show us proof. Hey, Nick. Look at that data we have in the samurai spear. Isn't there something in there that gets to you? Something odd about the spear? Wait. Something the matter, Mr. Wright? Haha. Oh, sorry, Your Honor. I'd like to take back my previous claim. Well, I won't hold you to your claim. I'm afraid I will have to penalize you. What? Oh, come on, dude. No way, man. I want to consider whether she could have used the spear or not. However, that has no bearing on this case. Meaning, the samurai spear was not the murder weapon. What? What is the meaning of this? The spear was found lying next to the victim's body. I have proof, Your Honor. I can prove that the samurai spear was not used as a murder weapon. I guess, it'd be the spear itself? I don't know, man. Take that! I present my proof. The so-called murder weapon. But that is the murder weapon! Not so fast! Remember that the spear broke during the morning action scene run-through. But someone fixed the spear. It was the security lady. She fixed it with duct tape. Now tell me, how is it possible for someone to stab a man who was wearing a thick costume with this through the chest? Order! Order! Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? Think about what you're... Silence! I'm the one testifying here, and I will be heard. Are you quite sane? Are you even aware of what you're saying? If the samurai spear was not the murder weapon, then pray tell what was. How was Hammer killed? Well, Mr. Wright, can you tell us what weapon was used to kill Mr. Hammer? Would I make a claim like that if I couldn't tell you what the weapon was? That'd be ridiculous. I'm afraid your confidence can sometimes be unfounded, Mr. Wright. Very well, let's see the murder weapon then. This is it, man. This is it, dude. That's what killed him, man. Look at this photo. What is this? Why, that's Jack Hammer standing at the top of the stairs. Order! Order! Cannot have order. This trial will be suspended. Mr. Wright, what is this all about? This photograph is from 5 years ago. There was an unfortunate accident at Global Studios. This is a photo of that very accident. Not a word of this was leaked to the outside. It was a close-kept secret at the studios. And what does this have to do with the current case? Mr. Edgeworth? You still can't see it. See the fallen man in this photo? See how the fence post pierced him through the chest? Are you saying yes? What happened 5 years ago? Has happened again. Mr. Wright, continue! It's 2:30 p.m. on the day of the murder. Mr. D. Vasquez meets Jack Hammer outside the Studio 2 trailer. Then she did it. She pushed Mr. Hammer off the stairs onto the fence. Just like Hammer had done himself 5 years ago. Though whether she did it on purpose or by accident, I can't say. In other words, the victim, Mr. Hammer, he died in the same way he caused another man to die 5 years ago. Precisely. Ironic, isn't it? Very creative, Mr. Wright. I could use a man like you on my script writing staff. You deny that what I say is true? Mr. Wright, let's say, for the sake of argument, that Hammer died at the trailer as you say. Yet the body was found at Studio 1, was it not? And in the evil magistrate's costume, no less. Are you then claiming I carried the body to Studio 1 and returned it to the trailer all in the space of a 15-minute break? How could I have disposed of the body? The break in the meeting lasted 15 minutes from 2:30 to 2:45. Could Jack Hammer have been pushed off the stairs to his death, then carried to Studio 1 and placed inside his costume? There wasn't enough time! Indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, how could she have dealt with the body? Yeah, dude, Spud, your head's in the right spot, man. What if she had another way to carry the body? Other than with her own hands? For instance, actually, for that matter, there was no need for her to do the deed in 15 minutes. And there was a way for you to carry that body. Interesting. Let's hear it then. Mr. Wright, please show us how she carried the body. Miss Vasquez, you carried the body to Studio 1, and you used the studio van to do it. Recall your testimony. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued and had Sal take me. There's a van there, right? You used the van to carry the body to Studio 1. Then, before everyone else got there, you put the body into the magistrate costume. Hold on, Wright. Don't forget, it was Salmonella that drove the van. Are you suggesting that Mr. Manella was a conspirator? Yeah, of course he was. Of course! The body had to be placed in the van and put into the costume. There's no way she could have done that all alone. Also, don't forget that they had to dispose of the Steel Samurai costume. They had to because it was covered in Mr. Hammer's blood. They probably burned it in that small incinerator. Well, shall I continue? No need. You're smarter than you look, Mr. Wright. I lose. You win. It was fun. I win? So now what? Don't! Me? Don't you have anything to say? What would you like me to say? I lost? Something like that? I just said that. Wait, so you mean... D. Vasquez, so it was you? You killed Jack Hammer? Who can say? What? Are you sure I did? Mr. Wright, we just engaged in a battle of wits. And the result of that battle? You proved the possibility that I murdered Hammer. Well, right. But that is only a possibility. Proof is another thing altogether. You lack decisive proof, Mr. Wright. What? Order! Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Of course it's as the witness says. Certainly, it does seem very likely that she did it, but there's no proof. Edgeworth isn't sure. Well, I came here as a witness today. No more questions. I'll be leaving. Oh my God, what do I do? We can't let her leave, dude. We can't let her leave. But if she testifies again, she's not going to say anything, right? Miss Vasquez, you did it! That wasn't a question. Did you do it? No. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. I'm not sure that question helped the court get any closer to a verdict. Let's have her testify again. I'd like you to testify again. Testify again? You know when to give up, Mr. Wright. Think about it. Even if I were to testify again, what's the point? I can only say what I said before. The truth, Mr. Wright. I've already said all there is to say. What would happen if I said it again? You'd ask the same questions, get the same answers. A waste of time. Damn! Come so far, only to fail. It seems there are no further questions. I would like to end the cross-examination of the witness, Miss Vasquez. Edgeworth, dude! Oh man, he's piping up. He wants to do it. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? I was hoping to come up with a question while I was objecting, Your Honor. I didn't. I see. Well, very well. Objection! Your Honor! I request that the witness testify again. You are the prosecutor, are you not? Why are you badgering me? I'm your witness. I just want to hear your testimony again. Does this make any sense to you, Your Honor? I don't see that we have anything to gain by repeating the last several minutes. Mr. Edgeworth, I too see little point in making Miss Vasquez repeat herself. What exactly did you want her to testify about? Indeed, fairly, I say, ergo! I want to hear about what happened after they found the body. After they found the body? Very well. The witness will testify to the court concerning this matter. Nick! Why did Edgeworth... Who knows, man? He probably realized that she did it too. But wasn't he the one that said he always gets a guilty verdict? After all that... Edgeworth. Oh man. I was with Sal and Oldbag, the security lady, when we found the body. The assistant was there too. Only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police, then Powers showed up. The security lady, Oldbag, was quite agitated, pointing at Powers, saying he did it! I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. Then I went home. That's not... How is that? We found her locked inside the trailer, man. I see no issues raised by this testimony. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Okay, Nick, we're close. We're real close. She may be acting tough now, but if you put her on the spot, she's sure to falter. Find the key you need and twist the truth out of her, Nick. Right. What time was that? We were to meet at 5 for the rehearsal, so I'd say it was then. When exactly did you and Mr. Manella arrive at the studio? About 10 minutes before. I wasn't stuffing any bodies into costumes, mind you. Where were the other employees when you got to the studio? They weren't there yet. Well, then you could have put Hammer in that costume with Salmonella's help. Oh? What did I just say? Didn't I say I wasn't stuffing any bodies into any costumes? You should try to listen to what people are saying, boy. Boy? What? The witness will continue her testimony. Mr. Powers was taking a nap, correct? So he says... Did no one go to call him? Remember what? There was a dead body lying in front of us. Did you expect me to be calm? You seem calm enough when I accuse your murder, as I just assumed she'd be used to dead bodies, right? Wait a second. Wouldn't that be the other way around? You discovered a murdered body and one person was missing, right? Wouldn't you normally go looking for the missing person? I have to agree with the defense on this one. Well, Miss Vasquez?
Logically speaking, perhaps. But no one there was thinking very logically, I assure you. Also, without his steel samurai costume, Powers doesn't really stand out. We often left him on the bus when shooting at location. No one noticed he was missing. Aw, poor Powers, dude.
Well, I suppose that explains that. Very well. You may continue.
Immediately called the police, and then Powers showed up. That's weird, right? Like, I don't know, man. Like, how did Powers kill him and then walk back, right? Is the mic fucked up? I'm not doing anything to the mic, dude. Oh, I moved, and I probably just, like, kicked the cord or something. I mean, if it's not making that noise now, then that's all we can do. I'm sorry, guys. I got this real ghetto setup right now. Hopefully we can fix it soon. What was everyone else doing at that time? No one said a thing. It was silent. Completely silent. So we stood there until Powers arrived on the scene. Sorry, I'm late. Then, silence. Dead silence. Silence. Hey, Nick? Why is everyone so quiet? Someone should do something to lighten things up. The security lady Oldbag was quite agitated, pointing at Powers, saying he did it. Oldbag, security lady. Why did security lady think Powers had done it? She said because she saw him going toward the studio. Oh, that's right, the Steel Samurai. Did the detective arrest Mr. Powers based solely on the security lady's word? Perhaps not. She seemed to have also given the detective that photograph. Of course, I heard all this after the fact. That photograph, meaning the one taken by the camera. She's not known for exhibiting the best sense of judgment when it comes to Hammer. I don't think there's anything else in there I can use. Asked to be left out? Yes. It seems that everyone else was questioned. And I'm really not fond of that sort of thing. But you can't just decide who the police will and won't question. Thankfully, the studio thinks otherwise. They were nice enough to understand that, since we were in a meeting, there was no way we could have been involved. They covered for us. Or covered it up for you. There must have been a lot writing on it with all those bigwigs at the meeting. I'm sure her professionals helped convince everyone they didn't require questioning. The script in your direction notes. Yes, they're quite valuable. It wouldn't do to have them stolen. No, I guess not. That can't be, right? Because we got her the script. Wait a second. I thought you came to Studio One for a rehearsal. Why didn't you bring your script and notes? Well, I was under the impression that we wouldn't be able to rehearse anything. Why? There was a murder, after all. Who could think of rehearsing after that? Did she really just say that? What? Nobody cares? Oh, thank the Lord. Edgeworth, the only person with, like, anything going on in his brain. I have an objection to the witness's last statement. Huh? Think! Miss Vasquez said she didn't bring the script there because there wouldn't be a rehearsal. Don't you see what that means? She would have had to know about the murder before going to Studio One. Oh, man.
Order! Mr. Edgeworth!
What you've just said
Is a reasonable observation.
However, I find it hard to understand why the prosecution would make such a move.
Or are you thinking of a career change to defense?
I appreciate the concern, Your Honor. I will stand by my statement, however, regardless of how the court sees my role here. Now, Miss Vasquez, do you have any explanation? Dude, I can't believe Edgeworth is helping me. So the prosecution is in cahoots with the defense. What kind of court is this? No matter. I think you misunderstood me. I had a perfectly good reason to believe there would be no rehearsal.
Very well. The witness will change her testimony to reflect this reason.
I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind. What? Hammer wasn't the one injured, dude. Hold up. That's not true. I believe in you, Nick! Dude, it's not true, man. Or maybe Hammer was injured, but he was the one in the costume. Wait, how did you know about the injury? How did I know? Sal, he told me. Sal, the director. Alright. I got it. I freaking got it, man. Objection! You knew that Hammer was injured. Don't you think that's a little funny? I mean, it was the Steel Samurai who was injured. It was Will Powers. What?
Mr. Wright, explain yourself!
Yes, Mr. Hammer is dragging his leg in this photo. But that's because he was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Pretending. One person was injured in the run-through that morning. And that person was Mr. Powers, not Mr. Hammer. Now, why did you think it was Mr. Hammer who was injured? I already said it was Sal who told me. That's right. He must have gotten it wrong. I think not. Mr. Manello was at the run-through that morning. He would have known it was Mr. Powers who was injured. Why would he tell you the wrong person? Miss Vasquez. Actually, you didn't hear anything from Mr. Manella. You saw Mr. Hammer limping with your own eyes.
Yes, but wasn't it Mr. Powers who was injured?
Yes, but remember, Mr. Hammer was dragging his leg, too. He was pretending to be Mr. Powers. And when was he doing this?
Well,
it would have had to have been after he put on the Steel Samurai costume and went to Studio 2 where he was murdered. Exactly! Miss Vasquez, You met him, didn't you? You saw the Steel Samurai limping. And Mr. Hammer was in the Steel Samurai suit. That's why you were confused. That's why you thought it was Mr. Hammer who had been injured that morning. Dude, Edgeworth he wants that verdict, man.
Order! Order! I will have order!
Witness, can you refute this claim? Yeah, let's see you sneak out of this one. Very well. I have a question for you. Why are the real killers always so persistent? Why in the world would I want Mr. Hammer dead? Yes, he'd fallen on hard times, but he was a star. I had nothing to gain from his death. Nothing!
Yes, you would need a motive. Why would she have killed the victim? There's a reason. It's unclear to this court. Does the defense have anything to say on the matter? In other words, can you prove she had a motive?
Yeah, dude. Alright, I have proof and I'll show it to you. I present the court evidence as to Miss Vasquez's motive in this murder. I don't think it's that, dude. Maybe it is. I don't know, man.
Take that!
The photo from before. This photo reveals the motive in this murder. I'm right, aren't I, Miss Vasquez? 5 years ago, Mr. Hammer was at the height of his fame. With Dee's help, a terrible accident was swept under the carpet. Ladies and gentlemen, the case currently up for trial. It began on that day 5 years ago. Ironically enough, that accident precipitated Mr. Hammer's fall. His fall from stardom. His guilt was weighing him down, no doubt. However, you see, Dee Vasquez used Mr. Hammer. You made him work for you for petty change. Bringing us to present day, at Mr. Hammer's last role as the evil magistrate. Yes, undoubtedly, it was a constant source of shame for the ex-star.
One moment, Mr. Wright. We're talking about motives here, yet you've only talked about Mr. Hammer. It almost seems as if Mr. Hammer who had killed Dee Vasquez, not the other way around. What motive would she have?
Yes, that's right. According to what you say, I would have had no reason to kill Hammer. He was a good source of income for me. And I never get rid of useful men. It's a policy of mine.
Mr. Wright,
Please explain the motive. Dude, she didn't have any motive, man. She had no motive, Your Honor.
what's that now?
It was Mr. Hammer who was out for blood. All she did was push him off the stairs in self-defense. What? Huh? It's simple. Mr. Hammer was intending to kill Miss Vasquez. Your Honor! Jack Hammer drugged Mr. Powers with sleeping pills. Jack Hammer snuck into the dressing room and stole the Steel Samurai costume. Jack Hammer wore the costume to fool the security lady into thinking he was Powers. Then Jack Hammer made his way to the trailer. And for what purpose, you ask? To kill Dee Vasquez, who had so cruelly taken advantage of him all these years. So you did do it, didn't you? Yes, I am guilty. It was me. There's blood everywhere. We're too late. What happened here? Oh, Manuel fell from the trailer stairs. Manuel! Oh, Miss Vasquez, please try to remain calm. No, how could this? It was an accident. Mr. Hammer was doing an action scene and no, Manuel! Don't touch him, Miss Vasquez. No! Please don't die. Please. Congratulations, Mr. Wright. I lose again.
Mr. Edgeworth, where is Dee Vasquez?
In the waiting lobby, Your Honor, as calm and collected as ever.
I see. Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor.
It appears you have brought about yet another miracle. Thanks, Your Honor.
I think not, Your Honor. Will Powers was innocent. That he should be found so is only natural, not a miracle.
Yes, you're right. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Will Powers. That is all. The court is adjourned.
Oh, well, I don't know what to say. Oh, thank you so much. Well, I'm just glad you're okay. Yeah, but it's sad. Oh, I know now that Mr. Hammer stole my costume. It's bad enough that he wanted to kill Miss Vasquez, but to think he tried to frame me for the murder. Oh, it makes me sad. Tell me why, Mr. Wright. Huh? Tell me! Why did Mr. Hammer want to blame me? Well, this is what I think. Mr. Hammer wanted to put the blame on you because...
Take that!
It's because you were the Steel Samurai. Because I was the Steel Samurai? Mr. Hammer was a big star once, but he was reduced to acting in a kids' show, and as the villain to boot. The kids loved the Steel Samurai, and so he hated you. I think I understand. You could have just told me. I would have changed places with him any time. I think you're missing the point. Oh, thank you. I'm just glad it's all over. So am I. So am I. Congratulations, WP! Oh. Oh, thanks to you, I'll be able to don the Steel Samurai outfit once more. I can't wait to get back to that sweaty costume and... Is something wrong? Oh, no, of course not. Nick! Edgeworth!
say something, Wright. I'm not good at small talk. Huh? What? That was too bad, Edgeworth. You don't waste any time gloating, do you? No, I really want to thank you. Vasquez would have gotten away if you hadn't stepped in. Pleased to meet you. I'm Powers. Edgeworth. I'm a big fan of your work, Mr. Powers. You liar. Right. I must say, I hadn't expected to meet you again after all those years. Meet again? However, in retrospect, it would have been better had we not met. Thanks to you, I'm saddled with unnecessary feelings. Oh no, dude. This is awful. Unnecessary feelings? Yes, unease and uncertainty. Are those kind of necessary? Dude, they're in love. That's beautiful. They only serve to get in my way. You listen to me, Wright. Don't ever show your face in front of me again. That's what I came here to tell you. Mr. Wright? Is this guy your friend? What? Friends? As if! They're rivals! Rivals! Right, Nick? For now we are, I guess. Huh? Why do I get the feeling I'm missing something? Come on, Nick, tell me, what's the deal with you and Edgeworth? And so the curtain closes on another trial. I caused quite a stir by revealing that accident from 5 years ago. It was the talk of the town. Thankfully, Global Studios rethought its programming change. They went back to making kids shows again. Nick! This is it! The new show starts today! You're gonna watch it with me, right? I'll admit, I was kind of surprised. I didn't think they'd seriously go through with it. You have to buy trading cards too, okay? Oh my god, we have to trade with Cody and that assistant! Fine, whatever, I'll do it. Isn't it great that WP gets to play the lead again? I wonder if they'll show his real face this time. I don't know. The world is ready for the real Mr. Powers. We did it, guys. We're the best.